should be. If they were in French, they'd have a park named after them. We've got Jonathan Richman coming up in just a minute. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, same here.
I suspect he isn't.
Well, he might be.
I suspect he's done so many radio shows over the years, and, you know, we're just another show.
Yeah, but I tell you what he's got is we've played some very, you know, different Jonathan Richman
there.
And there'll be a lot of people who probably just said to him, oh, you were in that Something About Mary film, and they all think they've found
I'll tell you why I love Jonathan Richman, shall I?
Right.
Because I firmly believe that music has the power, not just to change your mood, but to heal. That's right, my friends, to heal.
Yeah.
I believe if you're feeling down, you're feeling blue, you're feeling lonely, you put a track on, it can make you feel like you're in connection with the whole human race, the whole species. And that's what Jonathan Richman does. There's a love of humankind in his music which just overwhelms you.
Right.
I'm telling you now, if you're at home and you're feeling down or lonely, then turn up the radio and we'll pretend to be your friends for a couple of hours. And if there's a part of your body which is ailing right now, that is sick, that is burning, that is sore, that is somehow distended, which is just plain unattractive, pick up your radiogram and hold it against the afflicted part. That's right. If it be your head, then put it on your forehead. If it be your shoulder, then place it on your shoulder. Don't put us down there, for God's sake. Great Shirley Bassey there. Is that with the propeller head?
It is indeed, yeah.
That's pretty good. That's not off the album I bought in a few weeks ago, is it?
No, it was a single.
And that was on the Something About Mary soundtrack as well.
It was indeed.
Which brings us so neatly to our final guest today. And I tell you, I am genuinely, I mean, I know I'm always happy to have guests on the show, but genuinely, this for me is something of a boyhood ambition. We're meeting the incredible Mr. Jonathan Richman. Jonathan, welcome to our country. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Andy. Hello, everybody. How you doing?
There you go. That's the deep voice we've grown to love through our recordings. How old are you now, Jonathan? You're
49.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Oh, I should say something. Out in the lobby, I could hear and said, well, Jonathan Richman's probably not that excited to be on the show. But actually, I like being on the BBC. I've had a lot of good talks on the BBC, so no, I'm happy to be on the radio show today.
Because you're a downbeat kind of guy, the way you speak, you see, and that's why I thought maybe you wouldn't be, because it's hard to pick up the excitement in your voice there, Jonathan.
So it depends. So I always think of myself as kind of excitable, but it depends, you know.
And so what's exciting you in your life at the moment? Here you are, you're 49 years old, you're touring the country again, you're over here, you're going to be playing tonight at the Forum in Camden Town.
I'll tell you what, just came back from Spain. We were over in Spain for 3 weeks. And being in Spain is real exciting. Also, Cuban music, a lot of the stuff perhaps you've already heard. Have you seen the movie Buena Vista Social Club?
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of the different people on those in that movie, for example, Eliades Ochoa, I think I'm pronouncing it right. He's one of the tres players in the band. He's put out some records of his own. And Ruben Gonzalez. I've been listening to a lot of the different...
Well, they're really popular again now because of that movie as much as anything.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting is these are guys who, because in a way, rock and roll is very different to any other kind of music, and pop is very different, in which we used to think there was such a premium placed on youth. And it used to be that when a band or a bunch of guys got to 30 or 35, really, you know, they should have, the people were suspecting they should have stopped and hung up their guitars.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. It's not so much now. I think people have worked through it. But it used to be. Certainly, I think that, you thought, well, we don't want to see these older guys doing that. But the Cuban music and jazz and that kind of stuff, it was always not just desirable, but admirable for them to keep going.
Well, I don't know. I mean, don't forget that a lot of the original rock and roll records were played by older guys.
Yeah.
You know, on those sessions in New Orleans and stuff, you know.
Is it still fun for you to play when you're on stage?
If it wasn't, I'd have quit.
Yeah. Because you do tour a hell of a lot. Will you perform now without a band as such?
Yeah, the last 700 or 800 shows have been me and the drummer, Tommy Larkins. For those of you who've seen the movie There's Something About Mary, the other fella you see, my pal in that movie, is also the guy that, we travel together. I sing and play guitar and he plays drum. And that's how we do the shows.
And how did that movie come apart? Were the Farrelly brothers fans of yours beforehand? Or?
Yes.
And they just wanted you in the film?
Yeah.
And you wrote those tracks specifically for the movie, or they were already bubbling under?
The theme song, I read the script. You see, what they said was, Jonathan and Tommy, have you guys seen the movie Cat Ballou? And I said, I believe we have. I said, well, we've got this summer comedy coming out next year, and we're thinking, I got this scheme to have someone narrate it in the manner of Nat King Cole. Are you familiar with the role of Nat King Cole and Stubby Kaye in that movie? And I said, I think so. In fact, I loved that. You know, that role that they did.
It's fantastic.
And so said, would you be interested in something like that? And I said, well, let's think about it, but I think we would. And that's really how it was. So they were narrating it, and you need a theme. So I read the script, and I said, well, this thing needs a theme song. So I just, I called up the Farrelly brothers and said, hey, Pete, your movie needs a theme song. What do you think of this? And that was the theme song.
Would you do this again in other films, or is this a one-off for you?
I would just have to like it as much as I liked that movie. In other words, see, before I read the script, I wasn't sure that I could make up a theme song. You see, I can't always make up songs to order. So I read it, and I said, yep, I got something for this. And it would depend. I would just have to think that I could do something good in it, that's all.
You know what I'd love to see? How about you doing the new Bond theme? The next Bond movie?
That's quite a hard act to follow.
Something sweet and simple.
Yeah, the original is quite a hard act to follow.
But now they give it out to just all and sundry, and I'd like to think a bit of quality control coming back in there. No, you don't have to say yes now. Just put it on the back burner. Think about it for me. Okay?
Well,
That's
for
what
me,
you have
quality control, if you got something real good that's original like that, I hate to mess with success.
Let me ask you a little bit about the original label, the first label I came to you on. I don't know if it was your first label, but the Berserkly label. In America. Where was that based?
In Berkeley, California.
Right.
And so the nickname for the town of Berkeley, the locals a lot of times call it Berserkly, and so the record label was called that.